and I don't know if you guys can see this in the camera, but there's like tints of dark gray along right here. You know, the reason why I put dark gray there is so that it like deforms the color of flesh so that it looks, you know, the actual mask itself looks realistic. You know, don't make it too simple. Like for example, if the gray was never there, this whole thing would be just the basic color peach, you know, flesh colored. And you guys don't want that. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. So you guys got the flesh color down. Now after the flesh, you guys got the gray, and after the gray, you guys got the blood. So that's basically it, you know. So there's basically 3 layers you guys gotta worry about when it comes to painting or pigmenting a mask. Number 1 is, like I just said, it's the prime layer, which is the basic color of your mask. Number 2 is basically the secondary layer, which can be, you know, like I said, the same thing as, you know, like the prime color, but pigmented in some sort of way, you know. Now after that is the detail layer. Now details always go last. Remember that, guys. Details always go last. Like right now, if I were to pigment this mask, you know, I wouldn't. First of all, I'm not gonna have blood on it, but I'll use blood as an example. You know, I wouldn't add blood first. You know, and you guys might wonder why. Well, maybe because blood is a detail and it should always be last. You know, like you're not gonna add blood running down here and then add the secondary prime coat, and which will cover the blood itself. You know, you guys know what that you know what I'm saying? So details always go last, no matter what detail you're doing, like shading, blood, you know, all that stuff. You know, texture, color, those always go last. You know, cause the reason why they go last is because those are the things that you guys want to present to people. You know. So, if that makes sense, you know, all this will make sense once I, you know, start painting this, or pigmenting it, actually. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something about layers today. So, yeah, you guys will understand more about layers once I'm, you know, working with this. So, I'm just giving you guys a heads up on what's going on in layers for pigmenting or painting with latex or silicone. So yeah, so that's basically it. So there's 3 layers, you guys gotta remember that. So there's the prime, the secondary, and then the detail. So, and once again, the middle one, which is the prime, or not the prime, the secondary, you guys can have as many color combinations as you want, you know. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So yeah, so that's basically it. I'll explain more about painting and, you know, some techniques about painting itself and pigmenting as we progress. Okay guys, we're still on day 12 and we're on main step number 5, which is painting. Now as you guys can see, there's actually some shiny spots, as you guys can see right here. What I actually did was, on top of the first base colored layer, which is, you know, brown, I actually added another layer, which is a bit of a darker brown, and I did that all over the actual, you know, mask itself. So the reason why I did that is because to add a little bit of, you know, like an effect on it, kind of thing. So if I didn't actually do this, it would still be the brown that you guys saw, like that brown, you know, like dull and stuff. So I made it shinier a bit. So basically, if you guys are using silicone pigments, once again, all you really need is that much of silicone. You know, it's not really a tablespoon, you know. So what you guys need to do is, once again, mix up some silicone, and since you guys are only using this much of silicone, you only need like around 2 or 3 drops of that, and then you mix it, and that's pretty much it. Now for the pigments itself, all you need is 3 drops or more, and you guys can mix the color if you want. Once that's done, what you guys are basically gonna do is either use your finger or like a cotton bud or something, dip it in there, and then just smear it. That's all you do. You're just basically applying a thin layer of colored silicone to the mask itself, and there you go. That's pretty much it. That's the basic of like pigmenting like a certain spot. So remember, what you're basically doing is taking your finger or a cotton bud or something, dipping it in there, and just smearing it. That's pretty much it. Now, if your mask has some sort of like a texture on it, when you guys smear it, make sure you smear it fully, because if you guys don't smear it fully, it's gonna cover up the actual textures and stuff. So yeah. So the next layer I'm gonna put is a more of a darker brown, and I'm gonna put the darker brown like where the shadow spots are. Like for example, right here. See how this detail kind of like caves in a bit. I'm gonna add some right here, right here, and all over basically. So yeah, that's one fact that you guys learned just now. So at the next time, I'll show you guys another tip for using pigments. So yeah, that's basically it. So I've actually gotten 2 layers. The first is the cast color, which is the dull brown, and then the second, which is on top of the first one, which is darker brown. Now the third one is darker brown, like darker brown. To add some shadow spots in it. So that's basically it. And once again, details always go last. Like this part right here. I'm not going to paint the rope around the neck until everything else is finished, So yeah, that's basically it for now. Okay guys, I just recently finished with the third layer of the painting. Or not third layer, like the second layer. So now for the second layer, it basically consists of, covering up the actual color of the cast. Like as you can see, there's still some light brown here. So what I've done now is added more shading to it. So that practically counts as, the second coat of the painting. Now the second layer, for instance, I already did the brown stuff, and now I just did the dark brown pigments. Now the dark brown pigment, it applies to as the shading of the mask itself. Like as you can see right here, see how it gets darker, and as it goes up here, it gets lighter. So that's basically the shading. Now you guys don't have to have shading in your masks, but if you guys want it to look, realistic and stunning looking, then I suggest you guys add some shading to it. So now I'm done with the shading, as you guys can see, shading right there, right where the deep stuff are, Now, since I'm done with the shading, now this is the fun part. You guys get to do the detail coat, or the detail painting layer. Now for that, what you guys basically do is, like the details of the actual mask itself. Like for me, like right here, like the teeth. I have to pigment the actual teeth, the gums, all that stuff. And also the rope, that counts as detail. And also the detail, like right here. See how there's like little slits and dots and stuff? Yeah, so I'm just basically gonna pigment that. And what else? Oh yeah, and the sack rip right here, as you can see. I added some shading at the outer line, like the border, and also